Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Ration Museum Bulletin. This is episode 22. It is December 13th, 2020. Hey, good to see everybody. Looks like we already have a good chunk of folks. Welcome. Gunnar, Xenosaga, Aletha, PXG, Pat Miller. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You know, everybody's here already. Gang's all here. So, good to see everybody. I've got a bit of an actual plan for tonight to some degree. So, got a bunch of mail call from stuff I picked up for the museum that I need to stop doing that for now, but I couldn't help it. One of them, if you're on the MRE Info Slack, you'll maybe have seen me a little bit complaining about how it went down in terms of the price of the purchase not being 100% clear up front, and then tried to get skyrocketed, and then magically settled back out to exactly what I paid for it in the first place. So, yeah, a little, a little up and down. Hey, James, welcome. Kaylin, welcome, welcome. But in the end, it was really fast shipping, and it got here in great shape from the outside. So we'll see what it looks like. I haven't opened it yet. And then have two other smaller packages. One that's just an empty can, and one that's a much bigger empty can, actually. And then I had been looking around for one more thing from the abandoned ship stuff from last week that was driving me nuts that I couldn't find, and I found that, and I've got all that stuff out together in the other room, so at some point we'll go take a look at that and have more kind of cohesive of a this is the abandoned ship collection than we had last week, where it was just kind of like, all right, now there's this piece, and then there's this piece, and all that, which was just as important a part of it, trying to figure out where the heck all the miscellaneous bins, that kind of stuff was, because obviously there still isn't quite enough space to have every single type of thing have its own box and be completely separate yet, so there is still a lot of crowding. But hey, Fred, welcome. Good to see you. So let's see. Looks like we've got a nice starting crowd. So I'll start. Let's see. We've got. Let's see. I'm saying that a lot today. We've got this for mail call. Civil defense. Just general survival, and this one down here is British compo rations, two of them from 1993 and 4, or both 93 or both 94, but we'll see in a second. So I think we're going to start with, I got to get used to not doing that for whoever's sending me stuff, so apologies to eBay man. But we'll start out with, should be a food packet survival general purpose. Wait, this might be a tropical survival one. I can't recall. And I fell prey to bad photographs because it looked like a totally different type of metal. It looked kind of gunmetal gray, and I was thinking, well, this is interesting. So still, it's a really nice shape outer can. Not too bad on the exterior staining, but it's an SA6. Just an empty one. Bit by bit, get all the SAs and STs. I really thought this was going to be a different color, and that's what was intriguing about it. So, a little less than thrilled with that, but thankfully it was only a couple bucks. So, put that off to the side right now. Glad we didn't build up to that, right? It's empty, Curious Pete. And welcome. Good to see you. Yeah, it looks like it did bulge a bit before maybe some of it. Just to bring that back up, let's see. So there's some rust up in this corner. you know, down around the edge. So it's possible something leaked through here and it was stored like this. This could be from leaking, or this could be just some of the coating that is sometimes on the outside of this. You know, like this kind of. But it does look like leaking. This wouldn't have had anything liquid in it. But for an Arctic survival, trying to think if it had the cheese. I don't know. Might have. Alright, so let's take a look at this thing. Alright. Hey Chris, welcome. Oh, thanks for getting the word out. I know Smokey's been offering to do a giveaway if we hit 30 or more streamers at one, or 30 or more viewers at once. So definitely keep sharing, and I appreciate the heck out of it on all fronts. So let's see, getting that open. Okay. Ooh. Oh, I'm sure it's not that exciting. Let's see. There we go. So this is maybe civil defense container. Maybe, who the heck knows. In rough shape. This bottom is, I could probably push through it. Alright, so let's see. Paying attention to where the camera is would help. And then on top, let's see. Open only for use. Preserved. It's on there. Might just leave it on there for now. So there's something on the back here. You can see some text through here. So between these layers, there might be the ability to get this outer layer off and see what's on the inside. Yeah, like definitely able to separate these layers, which this is neat. All right, let me get a better angle on this. Let's see. What was that, Ticonderoga? Ticonderoga learn stuff. Is that just a general stream? I like there's a lot of good variety streamers out there that work on projects and teach what they can. You know, it's a neat world, this whole DIY revolution. Well, this new technologically enhanced DIY revolution. Ooh, this is neat. This is coming out pretty good. Let's see. Wish I could zoom, but I don't have that set up here. So best bet is going to be to get a little closer physically. So just bit by bit, going to push away this outer layer and see what we can spot underneath. And maybe something will tell us what this is. This is looking like an address to me. At least this part of it is. Rochester 4. Let's see. What's under there? Looks like something street. Yeah, this part seems to be an address. But gonna probably have to keep on working through it to get to anything else. Let's see. Try starting at this edge and take off the bigger chunk. Maybe. Thing is, the paper underneath is probably super brittle too, so just want to be careful. I mean, it's a label on a filthy barrel from 70 years ago. I don't know how careful I need to be, but this is one of those, like, it's worth just taking a chance and finding out what it is kind of spot, kind of things. Let's see. Hey, Gordon, welcome. Good to see you. Got some networking talk going on. I will stick to my label scraping. Do enough of that in my day job. Not the label scraping, but oh, hey, look. Well, that's interesting. Kodak company. I wonder what this was. This something? No. I think it says Eastman Kodak Company, but still working on that little spot. What would have been mailed to the Kodak Company in a military lettering barrel? I wonder. To Eastman Kodak Company, something works that ends with a YE. So probably 50 years or 100 years ahead of its time. Probably said Kanye works. Almost certainly. This barrel was addressed in the past to Kanye West. Hey, old Smokey, welcome, welcome, welcome. We're just seeing what was under this label on this barrel. You picked a interesting time to jump in. See, maybe Kodak had a military contract for film developing supplies. Yeah, maybe. Maybe this barrel was filled with some kind of development or developer chemical or something. I should be careful with this. No idea what this is. So this looked like a civil defense food barrel variety that I'd seen before, but I wasn't sure. And for like $20, I said, "Screw it, I'll find out." Hey, thanks for the post. What? Wait. Oh yeah. I'm not sure. So far it's the Kodak or the Eastman Kodak Company under that label. But then on this side we've got reusable container, do not destroy, in just stencil lettering. On top it says open only for use, preserved, and has a number. But and then this great fragile sticker. But I wonder what the heck it was. That's gonna be a mystery to do some research on. Let's see. And then Smokey, since you're here, you were talking about this last night. So I found what I've got so far. In terms of these bars. So this one was a 2006. This is one of the varieties. So what I was digging up, I could find there was a Hua Ura bar where it said Hua on one side, Ura on the other as individual labels. Then there was a civilian kind of style packaging with just a thin metallic foil plastic, not necessarily foil, but just like a regular candy bar wrapper over the actual bar that had more this label style, Hua Ura. And what's neat, about this, so the Ura side's got the Marine Corps logo, and the Hua side has the Department of the Army logo, and that was, to make sure that there wasn't, any favorites being played, kinda. And then this is 2007, so this is the just, on its own Hua bar. At least I think this is 7. This might be 97, but I think this is 2007. Actually, it might even say somewhere. No, but look how similar it is to the 2006 in labeling. This is no 7. So this didn't have both sides. This was just Hua, and then by 09 we had the first strike bar. So I'm still looking for a let's see. Still looking for one of these. So this is the vertical label side by side. Still looking for one like that, and still looking for the one on each side. Would love to see those, and have one in the museum collection. So if anybody spots any like that, let me know. Or if you see any of the ones that are purely this style, like just printed on label, like no, these are all like a very heavy duty, peel offable label. I know because I have them stuck to random stuff around the house. But if you spot any varieties of those, please reach out to me. Anything other than than these three. I just like to fill in the gaps in that whole story. And then, of course, they're the same thing as the Soldier Fuel is the civilian brand. That's the same company, same everything as the original Hua and Ura bars. And I'm not, from what I can figure out, I'm not certain if there was ever a bar that just said Ura, or if Ura was only ever on its own label when the other side had a Hua label. Like as if like the Hua came out and got some flack and then got the double label and then got the split style label with both, and then then became First Strike and people stopped worrying about it. But I wanted to show those just because I saw in your stream last night, and I had mentioned in the chat there that I was pretty certain there was an Ura bar, but I had to track that down. So yes, Virginia, there is an Ura bar, though it may have always been Hua Ura. And then Ranger bars are Ranger bars. They don't seem to be the same thing or in the timeline. They seem to go side by side with a bunch of these. So like it's like it's just that they're the same, almost the same kind of thing. Who's jealous of my fashion sense? Oh, this was this is the first time I'm wearing this one. Thanks. I have no idea who it is. Let's see. Oh, this is a terrible, terrible plant. Wait. Jogal. I have no idea. Amazon. Yeah. Thanks though. I need to get back into more Hawaiian shirts. Problem was I lost a ton of weight and I still kind of resist going out and buying any new clothes, so I just keep wearing these like ponchos that are 4 sizes too big for me, and that I can take extra fabric and fold over like all the way across the front of me like I'm Dr. Evil or something with it. And I don't know. So then I started wearing just whatever t-shirts I had, and I just don't like the look of them. So I finally picked up 1 or 2 new shirts, and of course, or I guess I got 3 new shirts. One of them was stolen off the porch. One of them I didn't look, and I bought a boy's shirt instead of a men's shirt, and I can't use that. The other one is this one. So hey, all right, that's enough about fashion. So Ranger bars are more like a cereal bar. They really are more, they're more grain focused than the Hua Ura First Strike, which have kind of that sugary consistency. There's a lot of kind of a taffy style like binding throughout. Not taffy, more like caramel almost, like a binding throughout these style bars. So ingredients: corn syrup. Well, of course. Yeah, I mean, just start right off the bat, corn syrup. So these are just super, super dense, sweet, chewy, and they have rice, and they have, well, it looks like mainly rice. Rice bran, rice cereal. Yeah, these are pretty much rice bars. So, whereas like the Ranger bars, I feel like are oatmeal and, something else. But they're more of they're closer to like a granola bar or another cereal bar. So good call, Kaylin. That's a good differentiator. These are more like Soldier Fuel, or if anybody remembers the like Daytrox Millennium bars. I don't think they're still around, but they might be. Gotta say that was a pretty good packing job on this barrel. Like whoever made this put some care into it. It stands on its own, not Karen, but put some care into this. Stands on its own. Scored all the way around, notched at different spots. Like they did a good job. I'm gonna give them a 4 out of 5 on packing. They got to work for it. No, I'm just kidding. Don't ever be mean to your eBay seller for no reason. All right, so we're gonna switch over to the large box. Let's see. Jeff says he's a fan of Ranger bars. I am too. I'm a fan of just about everything here, you know. Used to say I like everything but eel, but now I've found a couple ways that I will happily eat some eel. So I don't know if there's food I don't know, or I don't know if there's food that I don't like out there. I mean, I'm sure there is. It's a crazy thing to say, but yeah, most or all of the things I've been adventurous enough to try so far have worked out well enough that I can't complain. All right, well, right off the bat, we have shredded, busted something in there. Interesting. Looks like a bunch of dirt. Oh, okay. There's like shredded newspaper in here. Just double checking. Yep, okay. Everybody can still hear me just fine. I get paranoid about that these days. Oh no, don't talk about Rocky Mountain oysters. You know, I lived out west and everybody was, oh, someday you gotta try it. Oh, well, someday you gotta try it. Well, no, you don't. No, you don't. Okay, yeah. It was all this like super pulpy, fine bits. All right, well, so far so good. You know, a little messy, but of a method, but better messy than damaged. And I'd say these don't look at a glance to have been banged up. The box was facing the right way up when I got it. Looks like it's been inverted. Looks like there's some leaky cans that could use some opening and preserving, which is something I got to figure out how to do here. I used to just do that in my kitchen. Or like outside, whereas neither are really an option here. Alright, so we're going to lift this whole thing out. Okay, that was a bad idea. The bottom was not supported in any way, shape, or form. And everything just kind of fell right through. So, we're going to start transferring items from the box up to the counter. And we'll see how that goes. So, hopefully, everything didn't fall through because it's, you know, rotted through or something like that. Hopefully it just wasn't closed. I don't know. It's interesting already. But let's see, we'll get bit by bit everything up here and we'll see what we're working with. Let's see. All right. First things first, gonna stay hydrated. MRE info. You know, it's still hands down one of the best spots for finding that in-depth research on all this stuff. You know, there's so many folks in the community that have put in so much effort over the years, you know, tracking bits and pieces down. You know, hats off to everybody that sticks to this weird little passion, you know. Oyster crackers, yeah, there we go. I don't know, oysters are good, mussels are good, clams are good. Yeah, if you cook them well, if they're not gritty, you know, that kind of stuff. I know some people just can't get past the texture or the smell. I find myself very lucky, and I understand. I'm not gonna, you know, I'm not gonna make fun of anybody who can't get past it. That's just their limitation, and I'm lucky to not have that limitation. That's all. That's all. All right, so let's see. We're gonna put down a paper towel just in case there's anything in here that's in really rough shape. And we're gonna go one at a time, and we're gonna put them in the columns where they came from, roughly. So we can put this thing back together on the tabletop. So we've got 4 cans in the back corner of margarine. So we got 4 cans of margarine. We got, and some of these are deteriorating, so we got stewed steak. We have 2 more cans of margarine. I wonder how much of this ration is going to be a dumping ground for other things. And I'm already going to start breaking this into side-by-side stacks instead of all the way up. But we'll see if this was mostly complete, partially complete, or just a dumping ground for unwanted chunks. It'd be really a shame if this was mainly just a dumping ground ration. Let's see. So we've got steak and kidney pudding. You know, I think I understand British food talk a little bit until I see something like that. So like everybody tells me pudding is just a generic term for dessert. You know, oh, you've had your dinner, now have your pudding, and your pudding tends to be some kind of bread or cake thing. Steak and kidney bread or cake thing does not sound grand as a post dinner snack. Another can of margarine. All right, yeah, this is a dumping ground box. That's what I've decided. Somebody condensed other things, and some extras ended up in this. I mean, there's not going to be a meal that needed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cans of margarine so far. Cans of margarine, like pounds of margarine. I mean, I don't know what the weight is per can just yet, but now we've got kidney beans and chili. Oh wait, that's a new looking name. No, it isn't. Okay. Welcome back, Aletha. Yeah, British indeed. Battered and deep fried. I mean, I'm assuming you're talking about the seafood we were talking about before, but yeah, battered and deep fried does make anything better. Raw goat. Oh, I mean, cook it. Cook it. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it was thin, James, but cook it. Eh. Canned steak and kidney pie. Well, pie sounds. I mean, well, you just put the word pie on the end. I don't know. So it is a snack. Okay, I'll trust steak and kidney snack of sort. Black pudding is dark sausage made with real blood from the animal. Yeah, I've had black pudding like as a breakfast accoutrement, and this just collapsed something fierce. Well, at first I was trying to preserve the order of everything, but I don't think that's going to matter so much because I don't think this was a complete ration. But so we're looking at the box, and thankfully there is no rot, there is no leak. the box open because it is not sealed in any way at the bottom, which honestly, not a big deal. It means the guy didn't stick more tape on it after he got a hold of it, and that I appreciate. So, box is in good shape all around. I'm happy with that. So this is a 1994 Compo Ration D. So this should be one meal for 10 men, as opposed to the ARP that we looked at that was I just realized something that better be in here. So yeah, as opposed to the ARP that was early 2000s and is food for 10 men for an entire day. So it's all the snacks, all the everything. But let's see. So I'm going to put this box down for a moment, and we're going to dig back into what's in here. And this was supposed to include mess gear, so we're going to see if it did or not. Alright, we've got rice, and that's just dried white rice. Well, I don't know if it's white or brown. I assume white just because it stores a heck of a lot better. This seems like it's leaked pretty well. It seems like it's dried out a bit. This is steak and onion casserole. The gold layering on these cans is not held up. Processed cheese. "8-kilometer snowshoe." Smitty, are you out in the wilderness right now? Man, I love the future for that. For that aspect. That you can get way out into nature, and then you can still, get in touch if you want to, or be completely cut off if you want to. It's up to you. And just the fact that it's up to you means more freedom, and freedom is always good. So we got processed cheese, in much better shape. We've got marmalade. It's a spread. I almost said it's a jelly or a jam, but I guess those are technically completely different things. Marmalades have like chunks of fruit and rind and that kind of stuff in them. Let's see. Well, I bet somebody in here is gonna rattle off the difference between jams, jellies, and marmalades, and maybe preserves. Let's see. Usually have coffee and cigarettes for breakfast. Well, that's a military breakfast right there. Old school, at least. And I hope wherever anybody's traveling in the near future, it's free of snow. It's that time of year, and while there's not really any down here in Philly, I know it's starting to build up all over the rest of the different parts of the country at least. So everybody drive safe. God, this is just a box of margarine. I bought a box of margarine. Just a box of margarine. I'm a little less than thrilled here, but hey, you get to see that live, right? Just by the way, if anybody needs any 1990s British military margarine, apparently I'm your guy. There's no way any sort of meal needed what has been presented here. So we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15 so far. 15 cans of margarine, 15 roughly pounds of fake butter. Wait, what's you saying, Fred? Wednesday in Philadelphia. Your last thing, you're saying Wie geht's and etc. Wunderbar. Except the canned cheese. Oh yeah, I mean, A lot of the stuff does sound good. I wonder what shape any of it really is. But you know, the stewed steak, steak and onion casserole sounds good. I would try the steak and kidney pudding, whatever it happens to be. We got kidney beans and chili, and then we've got 5 cans of cheese, 15 cans of margarine, and that's it for the cans for this one, it looks like. Ooh, now we're getting into some fun and different things. I'm going to start building up over here. Oh, no, not done with cans. Got a second can of processed peas. Now we've got all kinds of other bits that have fallen through. Ooh, okay. And I know Corey, if he's, he might not be here. It's always a time difference, but I know he's been building a really good list of ORP menus and that kind of information, and all kinds of different British ration menus and stuff. And looks like I got the packing list and cooking instructions for the menu set here. So that's nice. We'll be able to see how insanely wrong this is. So this is 10 men for one day. Interesting. So this is dramatically smaller than the ambient ration pack, but this is meant to be a full 24-hour ration. So my apologies, I misspoke earlier. I really thought that this was for some reason broken up differently. But so menu D, let's just walk through that for a moment. So this is supposed to be oatmeal block, beef burgers, beans and tomato sauce, biscuit or bread, margarine, marmalade, and then for lunch it was supposed to be oxtail soup, curried lamb, rice, peas, syrup sponge pudding. For dinner it was, I guess an afternoon snack or something, corned beef, cheese, biscuit, bread, or biscuit or bread and margarine. So this is very wrong. This is definitely not what's in here. There's all kinds of other packets, so let's go through those and see what else made it through. Well, here's the corned beef, so that's nice. And some of these might be in packets here. It's just insane how much margarine there was in this. So there's got to be a good amount missing. Let's see. So I'm going to move some of this margarine. Margarine. One of these. For a second I thought one was notably lighter than the rest. Move some cheese. Move some more cheese. Some more margarine. All right. There we go. So now what else did we get in there? We got mashed potatoes. Not on the menu. Dumping ground. So we'll see. This could be pretty interesting. We'll see what dumping ground stuff we got in here. More mashed potatoes. More mashed potatoes. Oh boy, more mashed potatoes. Might get some Snow Joe. down in Maryland. Yeah, I guess it makes sense. You know, with never mind. I won't pretend to know the weather. More mashed potatoes. Okay, so I got all the mashed potatoes in the world apparently. I saw all these foil packets and I was thinking for a moment like, oh boy, you know, maybe we still got some breakfast cereal or, you know, like it says oatmeal blocks. So maybe just some oats or something. Cream of chicken soup might have not been canned, but no, cream soup is going to be canned. Oh, well, it does say potatoes. Main meal has potatoes. Let's see, we're looking. Wait. No, I was looking at menu E. Menu E has potatoes, but not menu D. Menu D does not. Yeah, it doesn't have most of this. Grandparents sent us some Christmas cookies through the mail. Oh wow, nice. That's fun. My my grandmother makes very specific type of Christmas cookie that I haven't really run into. Maybe like a few times in childhood at like Boy Scout potlucks or something, or like a Boy Scout Christmas party where everybody brought something in. Somebody else might make this type of cookie, but between the dough for the cookie and the icing that goes on top, that kind of excuse me, kind of you know hardens a little bit. Like, oh my god, I love those so much. It's been a little while, but okay, we have. But it is, you know, 'tis the season, so I'll have to keep an eye out for Christmas cookies. Old Smoky says, I've seen this a lot over the years. People keep what they think and their minds won't go bad over time. Do you mean like with this ration is why it's just a huge pile of margarine? Let's see, we got biscuits, fruit S. So these aren't part of it, I don't think. Fruit biscuits, fruit dash S, probably Shrewsbury or something. I don't know if that's what that means. Doubt that came from this. We've got a packet of boiled sweets, mixed fruit flavors. We have one random Dunkin's. Just the plain Dunkin's. Oh, we've got some kind of paper pouch that says it has can opener, suggestion for use of ration, and toilet paper. Okay, so this has, wow, this has what it says it has. So this has a can opener in a little pouch that is essentially a very oxidized looking, what is this, a P51? Or I can't remember what the P50 something, what the different, or what the other number is. Not a P38, bigger than a P38. So, as a comparison. Yeah, P51, thanks, Connor. I always stop myself, second guess myself with these numbers over and over and over. Here we go. Here's another P51 as a comparison. So that's all that is. Just a very oxidized looking, you know, rusty at the edges, not stainless. You know, interesting. Just not stainless. But I'll put that back in its little paper pouch. It was not sealed, it was just in there. And then it came with this, which I believe is just this. But maybe for the right meal. So this says nope, same kind of thing. Oh, totally different meal packing info here. Bacon burgers. Let's see, this menu D was bacon burgers, beans and tomato sauce, biscuit or bread, margarine, marmalade, oxtail soup, chicken curry, rice, carrots, fruit salad, luncheon meat, cheese, biscuit or bread, margarine or jam. So, I don't think this set went with this group necessarily. I mean, maybe. This one has essentially the same information. Doesn't talk about the curry. But the curry wasn't part of menu D. Like this talks about curried chicken in brown sauce. This talks about bacon grill beef burgers. Maybe I don't know. These are, maybe they go side by side. I mean, they certainly look like totally different years of the same kind of thing. So we'll record what's on these at some point. Let's see. So P38 fell off your keychain. That's a shame. And thankfully, it's a pretty prevalent item. Should be able to reacquire. Let's see. There we go. And then these are the paper towels. They're, you know, they're very papery. Like they're like writing paper or like tissue paper. Like for packing something, not for wiping. But you know, it's a good generous amount of them. I'll put those back in. And then I'm also going to put this in with that. Let's see, so then it came with 3 of these reclosure lids, which these are neat. So you'd be able to partially use one and seal it back up. So that's compo ration number 1 opened up. What a mess. But it's a nice box, and it's a bunch of good inner cans. It's just not what it said it was going to be. Let's see, checking on chat. Russell says he's pretty certain he's eating this stuff. Territorial Army from 81 to 84. Yeah, the compo ration was, I want to say going back, well, I know there were compo rations in the 70s. I've seen those. So, serving in the 80s, it's very likely if you had any group rations at some point, then you probably had a composite ration. That's what the compo is short for. It's composite ration. But you know, it eventually just became officially compo ration. Oh man, P38 scar. I mean, they're just, you know, it's a blade that's just with the littlest pressure goes through steel, you know, so, or aluminum. So yeah, if that pops open and then you have to jam your body into it, that's plenty of force that's going to go into you. Ooh, doesn't sound fun at all. But let's see. So we've got this whole pile. I'm going to need some space, and then we've got this additional compo ration here. One of the two looked more complete than the other. Let's cross our fingers and say, and really hope that we just opened the more incomplete dumping ground looking one, and that this is the one that is looking good. Now, for one thing, though, I am not seeing any of the metal trays that I thought were advertised with this. And I'm going to have to go back and check those auctions because I could have sworn that that was part of this. Maybe there was only one of the ones the guy had available that had the metal trays. Or maybe some are under here somehow, but let's see. So same thing, the bottom's not sealed, but that's alright. There's nothing else in the box except a mess. And we've got this. So I'm definitely going to have to check if this guy said he was including metal trays and didn't. Well, he's sending another package. There's no trays crammed into the corners of this thing. But on the plus side, I'm seeing a lot of actual names of things up here, so this looks more complete. You know, there's some interesting folding of the cardboard over here, so I'm going to go ahead and assume that there's some missing parts, but we're going to get everything from the other one packaged back up and get this ready to get opened up and done. And we're going to see how close. This is a menu C from 1993. We're going to see how close this is to reality. All right, let's see. We've got a mess of, like, this isn't anywhere near a complete cardboard insert. Not sure how I want to do this since there's just so much margarine, but I guess I'll put the margarine off to one side. Just so much. Can almost do 2 full layers of this. Well, this is marmalade. Didn't mean to get you mixed up. Chocolate is beckoning. Oh yeah. I'm just leaving it there to tempt you. Man, I'm already like, yeah. I wanna go look this auction up and just double check because the guy had 4, I want to say, and one or two of them were only available for sale in the UK, and the rest, or 2 of them were available overseas, and I only got to bid on the 2 that were available overseas. So, you know, I may have misconstrued something that was in all, thinking it was part of all of them, and instead it was only part of the, very specific one that I didn't order. So I'll find that out. Try not to get too bent out of shape about it. And we got a lot of these cans. I'm just changing some of the ordering because it seems like it'll display a little better if I put the margarine all to the back and bottom over here. Alright. So now we've got stewed steak, processed peas, more processed peas, kidney beans and chili, steak and kidney pudding, steak and onion casserole, rice, got some bulging on this one cheese for sure. Put that towards the bottom. Cheese, 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 cheese. Alright, so, been pretty much stuck in this little world for a bit. How's everybody doing? Oh, and hey Sunshine, welcome. Hope you're feeling, okay today. And better every day. Hey Corey, welcome. I thought I did. Maybe I did. Well, I mean, you're not gonna hopefully not be too upset because it's not really a compo ration. It's a wildly varied collection of nonsense. No, I mean, I guess it's mostly a compo ration, but this one is definitely a dump box with all kinds of things that are not correct. And all kinds of things that are missing. So, in the end, this is box one. There we go. So we've got a whole ton of packs of mashed potatoes, which, I'll probably want to eat one of those, because why the heck not? Same with the margarine. I'm going to find an excuse to eat some old margarine because I have 15 cans of it. 1 can of marmalade, 5 cans of cheese, and then everything else on top is the only other stuff that isn't marmalade in the whole box. So, isn't margarine in the whole box. I'd love to have a whole heaping box of marmalade. But let's see, so that's that one. I'm going to put it on this chair over here for now. Supposedly was a 1994 Menu D, but not quite. Pork roll is the second best meat to scrapple. Debatable. Pork roll and scrapple are fantastic. Bacon is the baconest of all the foods. I mean, okay, let me put it a different way. On a scale of 0 to bacon, bacon is the baconest of all of them. Like you're not gonna out bacon, and it is the top of the scale for a reason. So I don't know you're gonna fix something up that's gonna get around that math, but that's some tried and true food math. Is measure things on a scale of 0 to bacon or 1 to bacon, depending on your own desire to start at 0 or not. But bacon is the baconest of all the foods, and therefore the best. It's just simple, straightforward. Pork roll is fantastic. Scrapple is wonderful. People should get over their food fears and try some fantastic pig meats. Well, I mean, and people have religious reasons not to eat pig too, of course. So it's not just food fears. But I'll stop rambling about pork. Beef bacon is yummy. I would agree. So is turkey bacon. So is all kinds of things. Now, they're not pork bacon, so they're not the top of that scale. But anyway. All right. So let's see what's in not quite real number 2. We'll see if this one's cleverly disguised on top and is mostly margarine underneath, or what we've got here. So we've got steak and, well, let's see if I can get a better, there we go. We've got steak and onion casserole. Got more steak and onion casserole. Start up a cheese pile back here. Start up a margarine pile down in the corner. Ooh, that looks like some rust. No, it's more of this darn newspaper stuff. Got some cheese. Got a can of beef burgers. An elusive can of bacon grill. Bacon grill seems like a spam-like luncheon meat, cookable meat. There's some pretty bad box rot down below me, or where I'm looking. We've got some apricot jam. That's looking good. Put this up there. Processed peas. Mixed fruit pudding. Yeah, feels like a bread. Steak and kidney pudding. You know, this is looking pretty good in terms of being an actual potential multiple person meal. Beans and tomato sauce. Pretty big dent in that one. But no swelling on that, which beans and tomato sauce tend to be pretty volatile stuff. Got a marmalade. Put that with the apricot jam. Got another marmalade. Is that what's going to be all through this one? Got another margarine. Well, actually, I'll put these off to the side because we won't have enough room for everything in here. Got some flaking cheese spread. There's a lot of dust coming out of this. Just confetti shredded newspaper throughout. But it could be worse. More marmalade. Okay, so this one might have been a dump for marmalade. Ooh, I'm smelling food. So, getting down into where something might be off. Got beans and tomato sauce, another can in good shape. This one is slightly swelled. Seeing if I can make anything out on here. H0, either an 8 or a 3 that didn't get fully stamped. 4, XZ, MR. So yeah, I don't know what those translate to. Is a speaker broken? I hope I'm not just sitting here talking to nobody. Okay, if you don't hear audio, likely, all right, I'm fine. The breakfast is identical for every compo ration apart from the meat cans. So it's all beef burgers and bacon grill. And oatmeal block, though I don't see any oatmeal block in this either. There was a marmalade or jam in each of the menus, probably 5 cans per compo. Well, we got 4 cans of, we got 3 cans of marmalade and 1 can of jam so far, so got it. Oh, ooh, smells like rotten peas. That's what it is in the corner here. We're just going to pop this off its little mount, and we're going to take a look in here together. All right, so we've got a can of processed peas that doesn't look too bad, and then we've got a can that's looking a little worse. It's got some crustiness growing up around the edge and some rough bits in the back. Then we've got this steak and onion casserole that looks like it's maybe going through. Yeah, I mean, I smell like it's kind of like the smell of a, I don't know, like Thanksgiving dinner almost. Sounds like dog food flavors. Liver and onion and bacon grill and all that stuff. Bacon grill or sausages or beef burgers for breakfast cans. Got it. We got another steak and kidney pudding back here that looks just fine. I'll pull that out. And another one. And another one. So that's four cans of steak and kidney pudding in this one. Something vegetable stamped on this. Totally different writing. But, you know, there have always been last-minute substitutions allowed. So this says chicken and vegetable casserole. Yeah, chicken and vegetable casserole. Just 1 can of that. And then we've got another 2 cans of processed cheese. Then we've got, this is going to be a fun one to clean up after this stream, I mean. Just getting this shredded crap everywhere. Another beans and tomato sauce, or tomato sauce, as the Brits would say. Steak and kidney pudding is edible. Original owner ate a can back in March. Oh, the guy who sold these to Ed ate a can. So, hey, you would know, Corey. You weren't here when I was asking earlier. Is it actually a dessert? Is steak and kidney pudding a dessert? Another cheese spread. Another cheese spread. We've got quite the buildup over here. I'm going to get this back on this mount. Nope. It's like a meat pie type deal. Okay, so yeah, makes sense. So it's still savory. It's still what one would expect from a meat dish. Another margarine. Glad we got that out of the way. So this steak and onion casserole, ooh, not too bad, but not too great. 3.6. These 2 cans of peas are definitely where the smell's coming from, and I'm going to leave them be for right now. We're going to pull out the other bits and pieces. Oh, okay. Well, now I can see what oatmeal block was. And this definitely doesn't have all of them, but better than the previous. So, oatmeal block is just an oatmeal cookie, it looks like. You know, probably to go with your morning tea or coffee or whatever. And this one didn't have a menu in it separate. It's tomato, let's see. So we've got, oh, that's falling behind a little bit. Tomato and beef soup. We've got 4 more of these mashed potato powder bricks. Some of them are very, very well sealed, and some have obviously pinholed and are soft. So 4 of those. This one we have 2 of these plastic lids. We have 2 of these oatmeal block cookies, and that's all she wrote for this one. Digestive biscuit with a little oats on the top is what the oatmeal block -S was. So I was probably wrong when I was saying that the biscuits -S over in the other one were Shrewsbury, if the -S doesn't mean that. 10 guys sharing 1 oatmeal block, right? You know. Tomato and beef soup. Tomato stuff doesn't hold up super well. I'm sure somewhere, somehow, some has, but a lot of it, not so much. Oh yeah, Smokey, you were saying you're going up to New York. You know, stuff's still open for takeout, which, you know, you could potentially bring something back to your hotel or to a New York landmark and eat it there instead of indoors. But yeah, most iconic stuff's probably closed. Oh yeah. Thanks for the reminder, Joe. I'm gonna double check, because you know that would be a pretty major thing to exclude. Just give me a minute here. Leaving a lot of silence. So while that's coming up, you know, I'll find out. Probably just picked the wrong one of the set. But if it says it's got trays, then this dude's sending trays. Comes with 4 British Army issue mess trays / plates on item 1, the 93 menu C. Now we're looking at 94 menu D. Comes with 4 Army issue metal plates. Yeah, I don't care that I'm overseas. He doesn't get to say, well, they were heavy, so I took them out. He's mailing me plates. He's paying for the mailing of the plates, or I'm getting, you know, all of this. Yeah, whatever. This guy's been less than fun to deal with so far. So he's tried to rip me off on the plates, or he's gonna pretend that he didn't mean to take them out of the boxes before boxing them up and shipping them. So yeah, no, he did that intentionally. Thankfully, he can't change the text of the auction after it's been completed. So I've got you know, yet another instance where, if we have to, it's going to rely on, you know, yeah, exactly, Corey. This guy made hundreds of British pounds of profit. You know, I was fully aware of what he paid for him and what I was paying for him. So he he made quite a bit off of me, and now he thinks he's gonna save a little on the shipping by taking out 8 metal trays. Well, now he has to box up and ship 8 metal trays by themselves. So we'll we'll see how this plays out. But that's my next step, is get those back. I'm certainly not, you know, entertaining shipping these back across the ocean, in any sort of dispute. But we'll see. Do I need any more U.S. mess hall trays? Well, I have a crud ton of the Melmac trays. Depending on the style, reach out to me at the email address in the bottom corner there, Joe, and let me know what you're looking to get rid of. I might, it might be something we don't have, but I've got a lot of the tan variety tray, like the kind I do my little reviews on. I've got 50s and 60s and 70s of that, and then I think I only have one or two of the big metal tray, and then one Grumman tray, and that might be it so far. Make sure you're getting enough to eat and drink, Smokey. Getting enough sleep if you're locking up. I definitely have that happen plenty of times too, though. So sometimes it's just in the moment you lose track of your thoughts. Something comes up and you want to chase a tangent. So I'm gonna pick us up, and we're gonna go over to the conference room, and we're gonna take a look at what I set up over there. I'm just I'm not loving that I have to reach out to this guy again. I thought we were good. It was less than pleasant so far. For anybody who wasn't paying attention on Slack, he mentioned a one-liner in the description that it might be more or less to ship. So if it's a little less, he'll refund the difference. He doesn't say like, and if it's a little more, I'll bill you for more. Even though a little bit, you can play nice, right? You can't do that with eBay. Like, you can't say, I'm going to charge you extra for shipping after it's done if you include calculated shipping in the auction. But wasn't going to say, hey, you can't do that at all. I said, sure, find something reasonable. And he came back and said he was going to bill me an extra 260 British pounds on top of the 100 he was already billing for shipping, to make the grand total for shipping this box to me 360 British pounds. So I said, yeah, absolutely not. Cancel, refund me. This is insane. And then he's like, sorry, I must have made a mistake. Hold on, it's probably only going to be an extra 40 or 60 pounds. And took a little while. And then when he came back, he's like, oh, well, I was able to ship it for only a few dollars more than, or a few British pounds more than it was than I listed for. I'll eat the difference. Eat the difference. He almost certainly spent less than 100 GBP to send this to me, and made some profit there, and then made profit on top of everything else, and and then specifically calls out in both of these listings, calls out, written in there, comes with 4 army issue metal plates, very, very rare, etc., etc. Shows the plates in the pictures. It's not a case of a mistake where, maybe it was on the one but not the other. No, it says it came with 4. Both of them did. So he owes me 8 plates. All right, I'm rambling enough about this guy. Let's go out and take a look at something fun. I'll figure this out on my own afterwards. I'm just, okay. So I'm going to put up the Be Right Back screen so you don't have to see me like shifting all this stuff around, and I'll be back in just a second. All right, and we're back. Okay, just making sure everybody can actually still hear me because I went to the fatal, sometimes fatal, be right back screen. So just waiting for a quick thumbs up over there. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Smokey, you're right. I mean, like overall, you know, keep an eye out for this guy. But the trays thing, that's just. I'm glad it was written in the auction and not like just in a photo or something, so that should be easy enough to get resolved. Yeah, yeah, 74 pounds for 5 compo rations and 18 plates, and I don't want to say, I mean, it wasn't cheap, but to get 2 of these across the ocean. But honestly, like, it's a good opportunity. I think we got workable contents of at least one. They're going to display well. Maybe I'll eat some steak and kidney pudding. I don't know. We'll find out. But so this is the results of last week. So if anybody who was here for last week's stream might remember we were going through trying to find everything in the collection that was to do with survival, abandoned ship. So not just food packet general purpose stuff. We'll have another whole stream for that, I'm sure. But this was specifically for anything to do with abandoned ship rations. So, here we go. I got everything out together. Get even a little more height on this. Take a look down in. I keep cutting out a section, but there's just so much there. So the section I'm cutting out over, well, no, I can bring this back even further. There we go. Nope. Sorry, a little neurotic today, but thanks for bearing with me. Just cutting out some of the absolute best parts. I'm going to go to just this camera, so there we go. Oh, are we talking about gooey cakes again? Stop. Man, over the Thanksgiving season and beginning of December, I stopped being so meticulous about what I eat and definitely gained some weight and back off for a little bit. But the idea, gooey cake does sound pretty good. What was that, annandsomething.com? Smokey, you were saying yesterday? I might snag one of those. Huh. I don't know what message of yours got rejected, Jeff, but something automatic happened there. Apologies. Oh, and thanks, Kaylin, for letting me know that you could hear me a bit ago. So this is everything out together in one place, and you can see why I was a little concerned last week. The one thing I hadn't found since we moved from my apartment down to the actual office building here is the box for the Food Packet Survival Abandoned Ship 1961. So the 1961 and all of its contents, including the cigarette pack and the inner packaging. The 1973, same, including all of that inner packaging, and the open 1992, because there's 2 of these. There's one completely sealed and there's one open. The opened one of that. They were all from Steve, 1989 MRE info, years back, before Doswell and all that. But yeah, he had done or all of these on his channel, so you can see them over there. But yeah, this was a really generous contribution to the museum. As was one of these life raft ration tablets, or 2 of these. I'll have to double check, but at least one of these Great Big Charms rations, and some of the other things on here. But I was definitely a little concerned that I might have misplaced, but I double checked and saw that I'd taken pictures of it as recently as August, so I knew it was in the museum somewhere. But I had to spend a good chunk of time between last Sunday and today before I finally found it. And you want to know where it was? Of all places, I had it in the D ration crate. So I guess because it's a very sturdy, very large, empty crate, I had it foamed up and packed up in there when it moved between the apartment and the basement. So, hey JW, welcome. Um, so yeah, that's the end of that mystery. I thankfully was able to find it, and it looks just fine. So that one, this one has cigarettes in it. It was just this one foil pouch, and it had 2 packs of cigarettes that were side by side in here. This pack of Salem's was in there and is still sealed. So this one was never touched. And then there was another pack. I can't recall offhand what was in there. I think you can check out Steve's stream to find that when he opened this up. But I know between a bunch of us, I think we all got a chance to try some of these. In terms of getting to try some 1961 abandoned ship smokes, and over the years we've shared a ton of those between each other. Different types of old ration smokes. So that's the only set that I had attached to any abandoned ship rations in particular. But yeah, they were part of it up until the probably the later 1960s. Oop, left my phone ringer on. Bad timing. Just gonna put that off to the side. So let's see. We've got 1961 abandoned ship, which had canvas and foil pouched individual jelly bars. So this would come with 2 of these large jelly bars inside. So that's pretty much the contents of these. All right, I really should have muted that. Gotta have to mute this. Well, I can't mute it right now because it's ringing. So apologies. Or maybe I can, I'm not sure how, but no, that's the set. Don't want to get them mixed up. So sorry for the distraction there. So Star Blazers theme. Really curious, Pete? That's the hold music that I put together for my company that we've been using for 15 years. Was the orchestral version of the Star Blazers theme. Our company homepage used to have a picture of me wearing a Star Blazers uniform, oddly enough. That's funny. No, my ringer is always whatever factory default is. So, where was I? So the 1961 ones were canvas and had 2 of these bricks of jelly bars in them, and that was it. They were pretty simple. But there was another variation, this kind, which was, looks to be the same, but it's not. It's actually got, it's got a handful of different pieces inside. One of which is like a bar, or a brick of like individual tablets. Then it's got the charms, candies. I don't want to misspeak. I forget exactly. I've kind of lost my train of thought there. So we looked through most of these, but just to put some context around, the evolution of them, we've got, these are probably, these are older. These are older than these flat canvas ones. So we went from charms, candies to jelly. Well, actually, no. These might be in between. I don't know for certain. I'll track that down. So, but we've got these jelly bars. Then we went into Well, this is also Jelly Bar, and this is 1973. So that has different kind of wrapping, but same bar. So this one is made by Fred W. Amend Company of Danville, Illinois, whereas this is made by the Lucy Ellen Candies Community Industries of Sullivan, Illinois. So probably related companies, maybe not. We've got a handful of just overboard ration kind of things, just commercial compressed food brick rations, just an example of those sorts of things. And then we've got a pretty good array of these canned lifeboat and life raft rations. You know, a couple empty cans in good shape. Let's see. This is not empty. Most of what's in is still in there. This same thing, though. This is neat. This says souvenir of the SS United States Ocean Liner on top, and I'm going to be able to figure out if that's the case because the SS United States Preservation Society is actually across the street, and the SS United States is docked and has been for decades, not too far upriver or downriver. Not too far south of the office, walking distance. You can walk over to maybe about 20-minute walk, 30-minute walk. You could get to the SS United States from here. I've flown my drone around it, but I don't think they're doing tours there anymore or anything. But I'll be able to find out if that was actually just a tourist item on the ship, or if that's a general ration that they also just happen to sell, or if that has nothing to do with it and was just stamped with that somewhere along the line to trick somebody into buying it. But looks like it's an actual souvenir from the SS United States, which is one of the longer running liners that we had. Yeah, Curious Pete, you can definitely see it from IKEA. Exactly. Man, I guess that cafeteria still hasn't opened back up. I could use some meatballs and Dame and whatever else. The lingonberries. So then into the 90s, we've got the evolution back to just charms. So we've got in the 90s variety, we've got just these packets that had 3 individual pieces of charms and some bubble gum, or 3 individual not rolls, but bricks or packages, whatever one might call them, and a little set of chiclets, just like in the MRE. So they've come a long way from the jelly bars to the charms bars, and by that I mean not really that far at all. And then we've got this classic life raft ration with the black label charms. These are just gorgeous. These are 1940. And I know we've looked at those before, so I won't dwell on them too much. But then you get your Wrigley's PK gum, and you get a packet of 6 vitamin tablets to go with that. So you got just water-resistant carbohydrates and calories, essentially, and gum to help promote salivating and help promote, feeling a little bit more full. And then you got your vitamin tablets, I guess, to smooth over the fact that just sugar isn't, sugar completely by itself isn't a means of extended sustenance. Yeah, Kaylin, I agree. I really like the look of those charms. And we've got an olive drab variety of the can, still sealed, and then have a standard gold tin. Both let's see, both of these are packed by the Continental Can Company, and then this one is packed by the Charms Company, though they all contain charms. It's just Charms themselves, I guess, wasn't able to pack everything. Continental Can was packing all kinds of things through the war effort, though. Friend toured the Olympia a couple weeks ago. Oh, wow. The sister ship to the... oh, wait, no, I'm thinking the Olympic, right? I thought the Olympic was the sister ship to the Titanic. And so the Olympic, the Britannic, and the Titanic. Olympia. I don't know that I know that ship. Admiral Dewey's flagship. Oh, okay, never mind. I should know that. That's right there. They toured it a few weeks ago? Huh. I guess it's back open. The battleship New Jersey's just over the water in Camden too. Yeah. Oh yeah. Did Fred saying that? Sure, James. Sure, we'll believe you weren't in the company. Just Zeno says doesn't do anything that involves gummy or jelly candy. Now, is that a dietary restriction or preference? And we'll get back into the room in a second. I just wanted to show you guys what everything looked like all out together, because I think it's, I think it's a pretty nice collection of one particular type of thing. And throughout the museum's collection, we've got more of this kind of hidden gem just waiting to get put together and turned into an actual display. Certainly, this is not an actual display. This is just everything in one spot. But you can see the potential here for something pretty nice. See, I'm gonna go back into be right back mode and get back into the office. So just one sec. All right, and we're back. Wait, so what displays in the CIA museum? Exhibit about James Ortiz. Really? I didn't read that right the first time. About you, huh? Let's see. So we've got to look at the better part of a compo ration. Let me find what might interest Corey if he's still around. I know it gets late over there by the end of these. So got one of these was in the box for the D ration. Let's see. Or I mean the menu D. So this had two of these cooking instruction papers that look, like they're about a year apart. So I'm going to assume one of them is the 93 and one is the 94. So the larger warning and newer looking text might be the 94. Not sure. They don't have, they don't have like a copyright date. But what they do have that I didn't notice the last look through, they do have this section at the bottom. In addition, every box contains, and I don't have almost any of this, coffee instant, tea bags, sugar, instant milk powder, chocolate, sweets, book of matches, toilet paper, can opener, 2 reclosure lids. Except for biscuit or bread, which you should have drawn separately, there is enough food in the 10-man pack for 10 men for 1 day, 5 men for 2 days, etc. There are sufficient beverages ingredients to make 2 pints of tea and 1 pint of coffee per man. Canned fruit or vegetables are varieties available at the time of packing, and contents may vary. So we didn't get any coffee or any tea with any of them. And I guess the bread portion of both of these is separate from the ration itself. So there's no bread or biscuits in the rations. So there's nothing missing there. It's just essentially a big box of cans with coffee, tea, sugar, milk powder. We did get one thing of boiled sweets, though I guess maybe every man could have one. So it was probably another instance of 10 packages of those, similar to how there were probably 10 packages of the oatmeal block, not just one. So if this is the earlier one and it's the menu D, then it says it would be oatmeal block beef burgers. Now that's, so you were saying it's that they all had the same breakfast, but like, you know, maybe that changed, but like, so we've got for meal A, well, Corey was saying, and I think Corey's probably had to turn in for the night, but he was saying they all had the same, but so menu A, we've got oatmeal block, bacon grill, beans and tomato sauce, biscuit or bread, margarine, marmalade or jam. And then menu B, it's the same except it doesn't have bacon grill. So oatmeal block, beef burgers, beans and tomato sauce, biscuit or bread, margarine, marmalade. Menu C has sausages, and it's otherwise the same. Menu, oh, and I guess menu A doesn't have beef burgers and bacon grill. So it's bacon grill, beef burgers, sausages, beef burgers, sausages, bacon grill, across the options for what is likely the 1993. And then for the 94, it does the same thing. The menus themselves do specify. So Corey was saying it sounded like they were, you know, you would just get whatever, and it was always the same. But maybe he just meant it's always the same 3, because we got sausage, bacon burgers, and bacon grill. Or sorry, wait, bacon burgers. That does say bacon burgers. That doesn't say beef burgers like that does. That says bacon burgers. You know, I'm pretty pleased with this, you know, this Boost mobile camera, or Boost mobile phone being used as a camera. For one, you know, the wireless works great. 2, you know, it's pretty much real time. 3, it's you know, it's on battery for 2 hours and doesn't even get to 50%. 4, the autofocus is really nice. You know, like I'm just cramming this thing right up in its grill, you know, and it's just like, okay, here you go. So yeah, we've got sausages, bacon grill, sausage. So the first one is plural. Oatmeal block, sausage is plural. The next one, bacon grill, oatmeal block, sausage, singular. Okay, so maybe different. Maybe one is sausage meat and one is like sausages, like not necessarily links, but, you know, like British breakfast sausages. Bacon burgers, sausages plural, bacon grill, sausages plural. So, I don't know. Seems some variety when it comes to the breakfast. So, let's see. Bacon burgers have their own cooking instruction over here. Use fat and can for frying. Fry on a low heat until golden brown. Can be sliced in two for quick cooking. It can also be eaten cold if sliced thinly and used for sandwiches. Okay. Good night, sunshine. Feel better. The rice, let's see, should be pretty straightforward. Using 1 can as a measure, add 4 measures of water to the cooking container. Bring to a boil. Add rice and cook for 15 to 20 minutes, stirring to prevent rice sticking from the bottom of the cooking container. Allow it to stand 5 minutes to absorb water. So 4 times the water as the volume of rice in this approach. That's a lot. Normally I do double, so I don't know what. That's a lot of water. For the canned rice. For rice in sachets, pour 1 pint of boiling water, simmer for 5 minutes, allow to stand for 2 minutes. So I guess there was instant rice as well. But in this one, there was none in this meal, but in the other one, there was 1 can of rice. Oatmeal blocks can be left as biscuits or can be crumbled and have hot milk poured over them and eaten as cereal. Yeah, that sounds good. And this one didn't have any chocolate bar. Robbed of my plates. That guy's gonna complain too. I know it. I know it. It's gonna be a problem. All right, mix the contents of each 6-ounce sachet with 2 pints of cold water and bring to a boil. We didn't end up with any soup, but I guess that means the oxtail soup would have been powdered. Maybe. Got lots and lots and lots of mashed potato. I don't know how much was meant to come with these, but between the two of them, I think we have 12 or 15 packages of mashed potatoes. So I'm definitely gonna eat one of these at some point, or more, if it's all right. So let's see. Between these, we've got mashed potatoes, soup, oatmeal, rice. Doesn't talk about sachet rice. So again, leaning towards this being a 94 and this being a 93, and maybe there was some transitioning there. When reheating cans by using a pressure cooker, all cans must be pierced twice at the top before heating. Interesting. That's a pretty specific call out. I guess that was part of the cooking procedure for some of this. Okay, on the other side we've got bacon grill. This says bacon burgers, this says beef burgers. We know both were present, so not a lot of info other than fry them in their own fat. We've got curried chicken in brown sauce, and canned meats instructions. Best method is to pierce the can and place it into 3/4 of a can's depth of boiling water. If heated in cooking utensil, heat slowly and keep stirred. Care should be taken not to break up chicken or meat. Okay, I guess that keeps it moist in the end. This has pretty much the same instructions, just listed as meats. And then they both have instant milk instructions and instructions for the reclosure lid. So same contents, just juggled around, and with the sachet packets of rice as the extra there. So I'm glad I got those to go with it. It's a shame these aren't closer to as complete as I was thinking they were going to be, but I figured one was just a dump and the other one was mostly complete, and that's pretty much what I got. So I'll be able to piece together a good display, and then maybe I have some specific things to try and look for over the next few years to flesh that out. So we'll see. I think I'm going to wrap up here for tonight. I know it's almost 7, but I've got to get over to the water closet real quick. So I think that's a good enough reason as any to wrap this up. But I'm glad you guys got to join me for this week's mail call. There there's some excitement, some ups and downs, and for taking a look at the overall collection of abandoned ship stuff. Um, but we'll be back next week. Next week, I think we'll be back. The following week, I think we'll be off. But keep an eye on the channel. We'll see what we get scheduled, and I'll be back again soon for another look into the archives, and hopefully some learning experiences for all of us. So have a great rest of your weekend, and I will talk to you guys again soon.